Hello there everyone, the Jedi Brick here. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the LEGO Star Wars set 75357 Ghost and Phantom 2. This set came out on September 1st of 2023 and is going to retire at the end of this year on December 31st, and the set retails for $160 here in the United States, but you can find this on sale at some places. On May 4th of this year, this was $30 off, and that's when I decided to purchase this. I think that was a great deal and a lot better price point for this set. But anyways, this set comes with 5 minifigures if you want to include that chopper. Comes with, of course, the Ghost and the Phantom 2 at the top right over there. Really, really cool set. Has 1,394 pieces. If I flip this box around, it's a very big box. Not really practical for my recording space, but you can see the Ghost and the Phantom attached to each other. You have one of the landing, what's the word I'm looking for? You have one of the landing things right there, the entrances onto the ship. You have 3 of the minifigures over there. You have Jason and Chopper over there. And on the top here, you can see some of the play features, like how you can take off a bunch of the panels and stuff of the ship, the spring-loaded shooters. There's a lot to get into this set, so let's start off with those minifigures. So we'll start off with the pilot of the Ghost, General Hera Syndulla. This is a new version of the figure, a different style of outfit than we saw in her Rebels sets way back in the day. This is a very, very cool looking minifigure, and this is the first time we've seen Hera in any LEGO Star Wars set in about 10 years. So it's a very welcome return for this minifigure, and she looks fantastic. You have that really nice Leku print. You have the circles and stuff on the back of it. It looks amazing. I love her jacket. You can see she has the general insignia there on the right side. She has a really cool printing on her pants as well with that belt that goes all the way down to about her thigh there, which looks amazing. You do have a goggle print on the top of her head as well, and that looks fantastic as well. I really like the facial expression on her. Not a huge fan of the pupilless Hera, but I think that's the way the original came as well. She does have an alternate face, of course. It's a more angry look, and I think this figure just looks really, really nice. I love this figure. It's so nice to get Hera back in a LEGO Star Wars set. Next up, taking a look at her droid, this is Chopper. Such an amazing figure as well. This actually does come with the newer style back printing for droids. We've seen this on R2-D2 and I believe R4 from the Jedi Starfighter. So a very welcomed print for Chopper as well. I love the way that looks. He is printed primarily on this white droid body. On the previous appearance of Chopper, he was printed on a gray body. I think the white looks a lot better. There's a really nice print on there as well. You can see his little arm thing right there. A lot of the ports and stuff are opened, just kind of to show that he is an older model of a droid. He does have a 1x1 white tile there on the top of his head as well. If I flip him around again, you can see that detail and stuff on the back of the head and the back of the, I guess, the body or the torso a lot better. Looks really cool. He has the smaller struts for the legs than what we see on R2-D2, and that is much more accurate to what we see with Chopper. Here we have the son of Hera and Kanan Jarrus. This is Jacen Syndulla. He made some appearances in the Ahsoka show. Not really a huge part of it, but he was there. And he is a nice inclusion in this set as well. One thing I wish they included was his green hair. The dark brown hair is just simply inaccurate and incorrect. They really should have made this hair piece in the very dark green. I think that would have made him look a lot better, but nonetheless he does have a really nice print on his torso, a little jacket, and there's a belt underneath, and that print goes all the way around the back as well. He does have an alternate face as well, a more happy expression, which again looks very nice. I just wish they would have made this hairpiece in green. I think it would have looked so much better. And the last 2 minifigures I'll just have up here at the same time. We have on the left first Officer Hawkins, and on the right with the Mon Cala, the Lieutenant Beta. So these are 2 brand new minifigures. We've never seen these guys before. And these are also original characters, I believe, for the Ahsoka show, and they do look very nice as well. I really like the blue printing on the fighter suit, the flight suit of the Mon Calamari, and I love the Rebel officer just torso print as well. I don't think we've gotten a whole lot of New Republic or just rebel officers that often, and I really like the way that looks. I think that's very cool. He does have the badge as well on his right chest, his the right side of his chest. You know what I mean? But they both have very nice back printing as well. No alternate faces for either of them, of course. Hawkins does have this shorter black hairpiece, so you couldn't really put anything underneath anyways because it would be exposed from the back. Um, doesn't come with any accessory, but Lieutenant Beta does come with a small blaster. Very nice minifigures. I like these guys quite a bit. They don't really add a whole lot to the set, but it's nice just to have other people to fill up the Ghost. And now taking a look at the Ghost, this thing is very, very good looking on the outside. It is a very sizable model for $160. You are getting a lot of pieces for that price, $1,394 to be exact, and it really does deliver on that price point, I feel. It is very well constructed, it's very sturdy, it's very well done, it's very accurate to what we see in the show, and I like it quite a bit. In terms of scaling, I don't have the previous Ghost, but it is relatively the same size as that one. That one actually, I believe, came out 10 years ago, back in 2014. So about a 10-year difference between these two models. And I think this one has really improved since then. Just on like the exterior and what we'll see in the interior, it's changed up quite a bit. So I do like that. There are, of course, panels and stuff that you can take off for play and putting minifigures in. You can take off this whole front section right there. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. You can take off this whole top section as well. And of course, you can take the Phantom off as well. Taking a closer look at the Phantom first, this is a very nice version of it. Of course, it is a lot smaller than the last one that we saw back in, I think it was 2016 or so. It was around the Season 3 premiere of Star Wars Rebels. It came with Grand Admiral Thrawn. A very pricey set on the aftermarket nowadays, but this one is very nice too. Like I said, it's a lot smaller. It can only fit one minifigure in there in the cockpit. I will take Officer Hawkins here. You could just put him right on those studs at the front. He does have to lean back quite a bit. It doesn't really look that good when you look into the cockpit. Like, he's leaning back quite a ways, and it's kind of difficult for him to sit up super far. Like, if he's just up like that, this doesn't really close all the way. So, not really the best in terms of that. But one problem I have with this, it is very reliant on stickers, and I guess that's one complaint I kind of have with the rest of the ship as well. But the Phantom too, mostly, like we have a sticker right there, there, and there, one right at the front as well. So there are quite a lot of stickers in this set, and I'll get to one later on that really, really annoyed me. There's also one right there, I forgot. But they are all clear stickers too, so you might want to be careful when you put these on. Just make sure that you don't get any dust underneath or like any hair, because that will be visible. But overall, this is a very nice version of the Phantom 2. It's kind of hinged and stuff at the front to get that angle. And one cool thing you can do with this is there are some studs on either side, or I guess primarily on this side. You can take the you can take the head off Chopper here, and you can attach him right there on the right side of the ship, and he does look very nice in there. He's not able to swivel around or anything, but he does sit in there nice and snug. Two more stickers on the side of the cockpit. Again, for $160, I feel like some of this should have been printed, especially like the cockpit pieces and stuff. You are able to access the interior of this. It is just a little storage crate with a little blaster in there. You do have two little engines on both sides with some blue thrust. I think it should have been orange. I believe in the show it's orange. I don't know why they went with blue for the entire ship, but that does kind of irritate me a little bit because it's also just completely inaccurate. And like I showed you guys earlier, all you got to do is just pop this on right on the back there. Just make sure you align it just right. Kind of just fits in on a little stud right there and a little Technic pin, and it just fits in just like that. Now here is the main cockpit area for the Ghost. This is the one, of course, with the turret and stuff right there. You have the gunner seat right there as well. There are two more stickers in there as well. The light will show you guys right there on those slopes. And there's 4 studs right there, so you could take your lieutenant and he could sit in there nice. And one thing I do like about this is the handle for like the turret and stuff. That's the Inquisitor's lightsaber blade, which is a very nice usage of parts, and I think that's very cool. One other thing I like about this is this whole space is very accommodating for different types of minifigures. Like this one, the Mon Calamari has a bigger head, and he does fit in there no problem. So if you have like a minifigure with a lot of accessories and stuff, and that makes it taller, it's not really going to be an issue. But one issue I actually do have about this section is this cockpit piece right here. This entire thing is a sticker, and that just irritated me. You're paying $160 for a Lego set, and they make you put a sticker on a cockpit like this, and this was a pain to put on. Had to do it multiple times to make sure I got it as like even as possible. I think I did a pretty good job with it, but come on, for $160 for what you're paying for a set, at least make this one piece a sticker. Like this one right here, that's printed, you don't have to worry about that, but make the cockpits printed. If you're gonna add detail and stuff on there, I feel like I'd rather just have it be blank than have to put on a sticker like that. I think that's just kind of ridiculous. But anyways, this kind of just slides in right there. And one thing you do want to be sure of is you want to make sure when you're sliding this in, you want to make sure this whole thing right there just goes right in between those pieces right there, because that will be a play feature. I guess I'll talk about it right now. So you have this Technic bar right here. You can kind of rotate it a little bit, and you can see it moves that front gun. So if I move it a little bit closer to the side, you're going to see this stud shooter. It's going to be able to shoot off. And then if you move it to this side, of course, that one will shoot off as well. It's a very cool play feature. I like it. Even without the stud shooter or the spring-loaded shooter in there, you can move it around, and I think that's very cool looking. I like that quite a bit. I don't think the previous model of the Ghost was able to do that, so I think this one's very cool. Speaking of the front of the ship anyways, you have some more detail and stuff. I love the coloring on this ship as well. You have all that sand blue in there. We have some more stickers on the sides right there. It does look very, very nice. You can see all like the greebling and stuff on the sides here. It looks fantastic. You have some like escape pods or something right there. Can't really do anything with them. There's more decorative than anything, but it does look very cool. You can see all the greebling and stuff on the top. We have 2 more stickers on either side. We'll take a closer look at the interior in just a minute, but just love the parts usage for this ship. It uses a lot of small pieces just to really get those details. And if I turn it around here, you can see the back of the ship with all the engines and stuff. I wish these were orange. Like I said earlier, I think it's more accurate for them to be orange. I don't know why they weren't, but there's nothing I can really do about it. I might modify it just to make it a bit more accurate, but that's for a different video. And if I show you guys the bottom, you have some landing gear right there, and you have the entrances to the ship on either side, so you could have it open up from whatever side you like. And I do like that about this set. I think that's very accurate to what we see in the show as well, so that's very cool. So now I'll show you guys the full interior of the actual Ghost, and I don't really know how I feel about it. I do have some mixed feelings about the interior here. So what you have to play with and just to work with here is you have this entire front strip right there. You have about like 8 studs wide to place minifigures and stuff. You do have some crates and stuff in there as well. I'll show you guys that in just a moment. You're not really able to move any of these panels or anything. They're kind of locked in place with some clips, but if you wanted to, I think you can just kind of snap them off. I'm going to try it right now. Yeah, you can, in theory, snap those off. There isn't really anything in there either. It's more or less just like the technical structure of the set. So I'll just snap that right back on. It is very well put together too. You can kind of like hold it from the sides too. You don't have to worry about it all breaking. But I'll rotate that the other way so you can get a better view. This is it from the back. So of course you can just put minifigures and stuff in there. There's a lot of room if you wanted to modify it and you wanted to add some stuff in there. One thing that is very cool is there's this little sink in the corner over there, if I can zoom in. And there's also a little crate as well. If I open that up, you will be able to see, if I didn't drop it, it's just a little Mei-Lu run, a little reference to Star Wars Rebels. So, very cool. I like that they included that. There's also some panels or some prints on the floor there in Arabish. I'm not too sure what that says. Yeah, someone can translate that in the comments. I forgot to do that before this review, and I can't completely read Arabish on my own quite yet, still learning, but very cool details. I like it when they include stickers and stuff like that in sets. But again, it's still very empty when it comes to the interior. There isn't a whole lot going on. There's also just a little control panel over on that side. And one thing I forgot to show you guys, if I lift up that cockpit piece right there, there's a little control joystick stuff right here at the front, and that's where Hera ideally is supposed to sit. So she can fit in there as well. You don't have to worry about taking off her head tails or anything. She fits in there very nice. It's built for her. So again, that's very, very cool. So not really much to say about that. It is very cool though. One thing I do want to add though is one issue that I have with this, and I've kind of expressed that a little bit, is that it's just so small for an interior. Like, I do think it's good. It has a lot of potential for, modifying and stuff. You could add quite a bit in there, but what we see in Rebels and Ahsoka, with this being an Ahsoka set, is the cockpit is a very spacious place. I mean, of course, this isn't going to be one-to-one minifigure scale, but I was kind of hoping we would have a bit more room up front, so maybe you could have Hera and Jacen sit up there together, but that really isn't possible. It's just so small and cramped. You really only have this like one area to play with, and not even that, because when we add the top piece, it kind of comes down a little bit, so you have to be careful where you place things. So I just wish there was a bit more space, especially in the front section, just to make it a bit more accurate, but it definitely does have potential if you like to modify your sets like I do. I'm definitely going to gut out a little bit of this and make it a bit more bigger. That doesn't make much sense, grammar. I'm going to make it a bit bigger just to add more play features and stuff in there. But one more thing I have to talk about with this set is this top section. This is the gunner section. So it's primarily like two parts. You have this hinge part up front, and you have the rest in the back. You do have, of course, the turret that goes up and down. You're not able to move any of this around like you see in the show, which I do think is very unfortunate. I think the previous version was able to move around, but again, something I'm going to modify, but really should have been in the original set. You have some sand blue accents on the back, and you have some bright red on the front. You can move this bubble turret up, and you can sit a minifigure in there. I'll just take Hera and put her in there as well. So you can just sit her in there. There's no studs for her to attach to, which is unfortunate. I feel like there should be. And she does fit in there very well, even with her Leiku on there. I was worried that she wasn't going to be able to fit, but she is able to, which is very, very nice. And all you have to do to attach this to the main ship is you're going to take this 2x6 right here and just attach it to those studs on the back. So just attaches just like that. Might want to move that down just a little bit. And there you go. That's all attached right there. I did take the Phantom off though, just to make it easier. You just fit that on there as well. And boom, that's how you attach it. It's very simple, very easy. You don't have to worry about it. It's not really that hard of a thing to do to take off all the stuff. So I do like that aspect as well. So there is the set in its entirety. And after I talk about it a little bit and I just, say my thoughts and stuff out loud, the more I become a little bit, not in favor of this set, I guess. I think it could be better. Like, there are some, gaps and stuff in the build. Like, if you look underneath in this, unfriendly angle, there's just nothing right there. It's completely exposed. There's stuff like that throughout the build where it definitely has its ugly sides, primarily like the bottom, but I don't really know. I feel like the stickers might be a major turnoff for a lot of people who don't like stickers. Like I said, this relies pretty heavily on stickers. Like there's a bunch and stuff on the exterior, especially that one right there that I expressed my hatred for. So that might be a deal breaker for a lot of people. Also, the price point of $160 is a big ask for a lot of people. I do think for what you're paying, it is a pretty good deal. But if you didn't get this on May 4th when it was 130, I would recommend maybe waiting a little bit to see if you have use VIP points or wait for a sale. I should have mentioned earlier this set is exclusive to the Lego store and Amazon.com, so you can't go into a Target or anything and buy this. So, maybe you have like an Amazon gift card or like a Prime Day type thing or like double VIP points, I would definitely go on the set. But I think if you're just going to spend $160, maybe wait a little bit longer. You have until December to buy this, so don't panic just yet. But also, one other thing I wanted to bring up is if you have the original Ghost, should you buy this? I'm going to say no. If you have the 2014 Ghost, I'm going to say you're all set on this one. It is a very cool model, but I think if you have the original, you don't need to do this one. It doesn't do anything that's super unique that I feel like you would have to justify getting this new one. In terms of the minifigures and everything, this is, of course, an Ahsoka-oriented set. This isn't a Rebels set. So maybe if you're a big fan of Ahsoka, you should buy this, but I don't really know. This is a set I have mixed feelings about right now, like after talking about it. This was ranked very highly in my ranking or like my top 10 list of last year for every Lego Star Wars set. And I think it is still a great set. I don't know. Like after the sticker experience, I think that's the main thing that's holding me back, honestly. I'm going to give this set a 7 or an 8 out of 10. I'm definitely going to modify the interior and make it so this bubble turret can move. There's a lot of tutorials and stuff on YouTube, so if you guys want to do that too, I'd recommend going and checking those out. I might actually link one in the description because I saw one earlier that I'm going to try out. But yeah, 7 or 8 out of 10 for this set. It's a very nice set. I love the Ghost. I love Star Wars Rebels. I loved Ahsoka. So getting this was kind of a must for me. And I got the opportunity to get it for $30 off, which getting any Lego set, especially Star Wars, cheaper than its actual value is always a win. So that's kind of the main reason I jumped on it when I did. But yeah, with all that said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Hope this helped anyone who's on the fence about this set. Feel free to ask me any questions or let me know if I missed something in the comments down below. I love reading your guys' comments. But if you guys are new here, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'm getting very close to 500 subscribers, and I want to do another giveaway once I reach that point. And I also have a lot of fun stuff coming as well. I'm going to be making my Clone Army video very, very soon as well. Just waiting on one more thing from Clone Army Customs, and then I'm going to film it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.